Have you ever noticed how losing just 1 hour of sleep can throw off your entire day? I mean, think about it. You wake up groggy, your body feels heavy, your mind struggles to catch up. And yet every single year, millions of Americans go through it together because of something we've accepted as normal. Daylight saving time, that is. Every spring, we move the clock forward 1 hour. Every fall, we move them back again. It's a routine that's been a part of American life for generations. But lately, more people are asking a serious question. Is this time change actually good for us, or is it quietly disrupting our health? We're talking about it right now on Andre the Podcast. Good morning and welcome to the show. I'm Andre Lacey. I'm glad that you're with us today. Today we're talking about the effects of daylight saving time, not just on our schedules, but on our bodies, our brains, and the growing national debate over whether this tradition should finally come to an end. Because it turns out that one lost hour might be doing more than making us tired. Now let's talk about our body's internal clock. Most people think sleep is simple. You get tired, you go to sleep, you wake up. But the human body actually runs on something scientists call the circadian rhythm. This internal clock controls when we feel sleepy, when we feel alert, hormone release, body temperature, and even digestion. And this clock isn't based on our watches. It's based on light. Sunrise and sunset help regulate the rhythm our bodies have followed for thousands of years. So when we suddenly move the clock forward an hour, something strange happens. Our schedule changes instantly, but our body's clock doesn't. Think about that. For many people, that means trouble falling asleep. How many of you have experienced that? Grogginess in the morning. Difficulty concentrating. I'll be honest, I've had that myself. And irritability during the day. In other words, your body feels like it's living in two different time zones at once. That's pretty scary to think about, right? Let's transition to what researchers are saying. And remember, folks, this is important. This isn't just about feeling tired. It's not. There's more to it. And I don't think people are really thinking about it either. Researchers have found some surprising patterns in the days after daylight saving time begins. Studies have shown increases in things like workplace mistakes, traffic accidents, and yes, sleep deprivation. Some medical experts have said that they've noticed small increases in heart-related issues immediately after the springtime change. Now, to be absolutely clear, daylight saving time isn't the sole cause of these things. However, scientists say the sudden disruption to sleep and the circadian rhythm may play a role, which raises an interesting thought. For something as simple as changing a clock, the ripple effects can reach further than we might even expect. I know that's the case for me. And that's part of the reason why doctors, sleep researchers, and lawmakers are beginning to question whether this tradition should continue. And there are many of you out there listening to this story right now who I'm sure have questioned, why are we still going through this? Is it worth it? Is it time for it to end? That's an interesting question, and we're going to dive into it today. Recently, the Today Show on NBC explored this exact topic. They looked at the health effects of daylight saving time and why the debate around it is growing louder. Let's listen to that report.
It's like clockwork. Every year on the second Sunday of March, time moves forward 1 hour for Americans in 48 states. If you're a night owl or early bird, those 60 minutes will vanish.
Daylight savings time.
Bad news for many, including pet owners and parents.
Just a reminder to set your clocks back and prepare for a little sleep.
But sacrificing 60 minutes of slumber is worth it for those who dream of more sunshine.
And I'm going to tell you right now, I better not see y'all complaining.
A Gallup poll suggests nearly half of Americans would prefer standard time all year, more light in the morning. Another survey found more than 50% of the nation says their sleep schedule is affected negatively by the seasonal time change.
There's a greater increase of car accidents when this occurs, particularly fatal car accidents, more heart attacks, more strokes, and just people not being as attentive as they could be.
Well, many would love to press snooze on this time shift.
Why are we still doing daylight saving time?
It would require an act of Congress. One Florida lawmaker is the latest to call for a change, proposing a compromise, moving all U.S. time zones forward by 30 minutes and leaving them there for good. At the state level, the Virginia Senate passed a bill last month to end daylight saving time.
This is a bill to stop the madness.
But it requires Maryland and D.C. to introduce similar changes. Some of our neighbors up north in Canada did pass legislation to spring forward for good Sunday.
British Columbia is going to change our clocks just one more time and then never again.
For Americans dreading losing Z's,
it's time for some serious intervention.
There are tools to help, like the app Alarm Me, which requires solving math problems before turning it off.
That seems terrible. My alarm would ring for hours. It would still be ringing right now if I had to do a math problem. Now, a reminder, residents of Hawaii and Arizona already do have the year-round standard time, so they don't have to switch this weekend. For the rest of us, we do have some ways to make the transition a little more pleasant. Get some sunlight as soon as you wake up, and then avoid bright lights in the evening. It does take about 3 to 5 days, even up to a week, for us to adjust to this time change.
Daylight saving time is terrible just in general.
Yeah.
But when you have small kids,
the worst.
Yeah. Oh.
The worst.
Or small animals.
Right.
Because for the farmers, you want to, they follow the sun, not the clock. They want to feed animals at the same real time every day, not have to
That's a good point.
I thought we were done with this. Like,
No.
I thought we were.
Like clockwork, I will be here twice a year.
Is this so we go, it's lighter so we go shopping longer?
Yeah, that's one of the theories, is that if it's lighter at night, we're doing more things. The business community loves that because we are more likely to shop at night. So that's one of the reasons why daylight in the evening is appealing to some, but then there's the health risks on the other.
I mean, true or false, this hasn't made sense since World War I.
Correct.
True.
Okay.
But remember, we did try the switch once briefly in the 70s, and the theory was it didn't work.
Car accidents and all this stuff.
Yeah.
All right, well,
See you back next year.
I was going to say, we'll see you in a few months when you do the story again.
Now, what's interesting about that report is how it highlights something many experts agree on. The issue isn't just about losing an hour. It's about how abruptly shifting time disrupts the biological systems our body rely on every day. And by the way, I must admit, listening to that story, I could not imagine having to solve a math problem to shut off my alarm clock. Which, by the way, I usually turn off before it even has a chance to ring because I'm typically up early. I'm a morning person. However, on the days that I do sleep in, I would be very irritable and probably not be myself if I had to wake up and solve not a basic math problem, a very detailed and very difficult math problem. Let's just say an algebraic expression. For those that know me well, me and math do not get along. I know the basics, and my parents told me that's all that matters. So, my goodness. But anyway, let's transition forward. Enjoying the show so far? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Alive Podcast Network for just $9.99. The QR code is right here. Now, back to the show. This brings us to an even bigger question. Think about it. How much longer will daylight saving time actually exist? And should it exist? Well, in recent years, lawmakers in Washington have debated proposals to make daylight saving time permanent. One of the most talked about efforts is the Sunshine Protection Act. Have any of you heard of that? Supporters argue that permanent daylight saving time would mean more daylight in the evening, many of us like that, fewer clock changes, and more consistency throughout the year. However, sleep scientists have pushed back on that idea. Many experts actually say the healthiest option would be permanent standard time because it aligns better with our natural circadian rhythm. So the debate continues. Do we keep changing the clock? Do we stay on daylight saving time year-round? Or do we abandon it altogether? Right now, the country hasn't fully decided. There are a lot of people, if you go on social media, who are ecstatic about the idea of daylight saving time being back, because that means that the sun doesn't go down quite as early and there's sunlight in the evening hours. And that is nice to have. It is. But there are many others, including myself, just a little bit. I see both sides, who like having that extra hour of sleep as well, because it not only allows you to sleep in and get some more rest, but it also gives you the ability to take care of other important things that you need to take care of that you probably wouldn't be able to take care of because you don't have that extra hour to spare. So I see both sides. That extra hour of sunlight or so, it's good. We like to see that, but that extra hour of sleep or extra hour to take care of other important things it's also nice. So we shall see. Join the conversation. Have a story idea, topic, or guest you want featured on Andre the Podcast? Send us a message. We look forward to hearing from you. In closing, sometimes the most familiar routines are the ones we question the least. Changing the clock twice a year has become such a normal part of our life that many of us never stop to ask, why? I know I don't. But when scientists, doctors, and policymakers begin to question a tradition, it's definitely worth paying attention to. Because time may be something we measure with clocks, but the human body measures time differently. It measures it through sleep, through sunlight, through rhythms that have existed long before daylight saving time ever did. And maybe, just maybe, the real question isn't whether we like gaining or losing an hour, but maybe the real question is whether our bodies were ever meant to live by it. Think about that. Did you ever imagine, is my body meant to live under these conditions of losing an hour every year and then gaining it back? What is that doing to my health internally? I'll leave you on that thought. And that's our show for today. Thanks for listening to Andre the Podcast. God bless you and be encouraged.